nobody in Palestine is dumb enough to believe that they can support Hamas and still get free shit from Israel. Hamas is considered a terrorist organization for a reason. Israel worked together with Hamas because of a democratically held election. That's right. Because of Israel, there was a democratically held election in Palestine, and the Palestinians decided they wanted Hamas to be their new government. One of 3 governments that are still vying for power in the Gaza Strip. Now, how many of these Palestinians are saying, hey, Hamas needs to knock their stuff off? None. What are we hearing out of the entire Muslim community? We're hearing about how Jerusalem, that's right, Jerusalem, these people don't care about the Gaza Strip. They care about the Dome on the Rock. That's right. A building is worth more than their entire lives and their children's lives. Oh, but they're whining now they're killed. Now their children are ending up dead, aren't they? Didn't have any problem. Still don't have any problem with Hamas murdering women and children in Israel. Oh no, all those women and children in Israel must have deserved it because there's a building on top of a rock. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm going to tell you something. I grew up with a lot of Christian influences. It's part of the reason I'm so disgusted by Christianity. I'm also disgusted by Islam. Really? You send people into Israel to kill Israelis, and then you whine like a mule when there is a military response. That's like an officer raping a woman here in the United States and thinking he should get away scot-free because he'll reword it. Oh, I was in my professional duty and... No, you weren't. Police officer rapes a woman and then arrests her for prostitution. Yeah, welcome to America. All right. So what are we doing? We're trying to present a situation where all of us can be treated like human beings. We're trying to create a scenario where men and women can both be treated like people. But we need to create a society that holds both men and women equally responsible. A society that cares more about evidence than bias. Why is it that women commit so many more crimes than men? Because they get away with them. We're taught that if a woman commits a crime, it's because she's a victim. No, it's not okay. There are a lot of bad men in the world, and I'll admit that. There's also a lot of bad women in the world. And we get to see why. A man can go to prison for the rest of his life over a lie. No evidence whatsoever. None. But for a woman who is caught red-handed, we give her a slap on the wrist. A teacher here in Tillamook had sex with a 14-year-old boy. She served 6 hours in jail. 6 hours. Already this year, we've had now 43 female educators This year alone, 43 of them arrested for having sex with minors, actually having sex with them. It's over an 11-to-1 ratio of female pedophiles as teachers over men. That's right. 4 male teachers, 4, have been charged with having sex with students this year. 4 of them. But we still talk about how men are rapey. We still, as men, have to listen to the kill all men bullshit. That's not okay. No victim left behind. You get to take a look at my history. You'll realize I've been to both jail and prison for protecting children. In most cases, from their own parents. So the Palestinians and then the one wine that Israel cut off the tap. The Hamas democratically elected government, electricity, food. What's the difference between me and a Palestinian? I believe in equality. If you punch me, I believe it is my right as a human being to hit you back. When you tell somebody else that they're occupying you and your family because there's a rock hundreds of miles away from you with a building on top of it. So they're occupying an area, and you're not asking for them to move elsewhere. No, you're asking for the complete and total eradication of Jews. No, Palestine has no fucking leg to stand on. Maybe you should ask what the Palestinians did to the Jews in 1935, again in 1939, again in 1946, again in 1948. What year did Israel become a nation? I'll give you a hint. It's the first year that the United States Marine Corps was its own branch of the military. So what are we doing here? The picture on the front of this video has 2 dead bodies in it. Both of them Palestinian. Yesterday I posted up pictures of dead Russian bodies, didn't I? That's because Americans got lots of opinions. Those bodies don't care about your opinions. They're just chunks of meat now. Ain't no life left in them. That's the cost of fucking with Israel. As you can tell, I'm a lot nicer than the Israelis. I haven't killed anybody. Regardless of the number of people who have killed my friends and family and threatened to, I still haven't killed anybody. Who is it that's going to protect you out here on the streets when people fuck with you? How many Americans give a shit about Americans right now? Those people should be dead. But Israel is well aware that you give an inch. What happens if you appease tyrants? You got World War II. Nazis. Now we got people pissed off because the Jewish people aren't just going to lay down and take it like a little bitch. It's kind of like that little girl who hits your likes him. You taught him wrongly, and you've allowed her to get away with it. So she thinks it's okay to do it again. I often tell people, if you see somebody rape a child, it's not your fault that person raped a child. But if you don't say anything, every child that person rapes afterwards is your fault. You showed what a useless piece of shit you are and what a waste you are as a human being. That's on you, homie. My dumb broken. Well, I'm not saying that Israel is right by blowing up any of the stuff they're blowing up, because I don't know what they're blowing up and what they ain't. I just know what I'm told. I do know that providing your enemy with a logistics stream is dumb. If you're going to provide your enemy with food, water, and electricity, you're an idiot, plain and simple. The Palestinian people don't see the Jewish people as people. As a result, the Palestinian people can take their ass whooping. They're not going to decry what it is that Hamas did. It's only wrong for Israel to retaliate. Ain't that right? So basically, the Palestinian people are a bunch of American women.